This is section 2.7, part 4, where we're going to write an absolute value function. So essentially we're going in the opposite direction. Up until this point we've been given an equation and we had to turn that equation into a graph. We had to graph it. Now we're given a graph and we need to look at the graph, analyze it, and write an equation. So there's really two things you need to look at. Number one, the vertex, and two, identify the slope. That's all you need to find. Alright, so here's our first graph. I notice the vertex is right here. So what ordered pair tells me the location of that vertex? And it's 2, 1. So that's the first piece of information. And now I want to go from the vertex to the point given. How do I get there? I'm going to go up 1 unit, over 1 unit. And you can see it's exactly the same in both directions. I can go up 1 unit, right 1 unit, up 1 unit, left 1 unit. It's the same. So my A value is going to be 1 over 1, which is 1. So I want to use the equation y equals, or the formula, y equals a times the absolute value of x minus h plus k. And I need to fill in my gaps. Alright, so I know my vertex is going to be the same thing as h comma k, and my a is 1. So if a is 1, it's going to be 1 times x minus 2 plus 1. 1 times the absolute value of x minus 2 is simply the absolute value of x minus 2 plus 1. And we've written our absolute value equation. Let's try one more. We've got our second graph here. Alright, and again we want to identify our vertex. So our vertex is here. What's the ordered pair that represents this? It's negative 1, 2, 3, negative 1, 2. So I can see my vertex is negative 3, comma, negative 2. And to get from the vertex to each of these other points, I go down 1 unit and right 1, 2 units. So it looks like I go down 1, right 2. Or down 1, left 1, 2 units. So it looks like my A value is down 1 over 2. Sorry, my A value is negative 1/2. So I've got a vertex of negative 3, negative 2, which is essentially my h and k. And then I have an a value of negative 1/2. So I've got the formula y equals a times the absolute value of x minus h plus k. I'm going to plug in my value of a, so that's negative 1/2. X minus negative 3. And then plus negative 2. So I've got y equals negative 1/2 minus a negative becomes a positive, so it becomes x plus 3 plus a negative is the same thing as minus 2. So there's your formula. Y equals negative 1/2 times the quantity, or the absolute value, x plus 3 minus 2.